Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now April 27th of 2022, and we're only getting closer to the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series on May 27th. We are just 1 month out from when that TV show is going to finally drop on Disney+, giving fans 2 episodes, by the way, on the launch day. So in case you guys were very much unaware about that, we are getting 2 episodes of the Kenobi series on the actual release date of the show. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way, guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, we currently have a lot of things happening at the same exact time between, of course, Disney, Lucasfilm, Jon Favreau, and Dave Filoni and what they're up to, how George Lucas is coming to their aid as well, much more on all of the new Star Wars projects. I mean, there's a lot of things happening right now that we've been talking about. Now, one thing about George, Jon, and Dave is that they are bringing in tons of highlights from Star Wars Legends. And when I say highlights, I'm talking about things like Shadows of the Empire, the Thrawn Trilogy, Dark Empire, and a lot more out there that will be embedded, essentially, into the AHSOKA Tano show, into the Mandoverse overall in general. So, looking forward to that as well, because they really have a lot of things pretty much, made in concrete and making it happen as we speak. Now, on top of all of that, what's really intriguing has a lot to do with what's been going on with Disney CEO Bob Chapek. Now, I will admit, alright, Bob Chapek in the past, had a lot of problems with how he handled the Disney parks and how he handled the overall process of Disney in general when it came to all of the theme parks. Now, when we look at what he actually allowed Jon and Dave to do with the overall Star Wars universe, I think that we all have to give him at least a little bit of credit for that, for what he allowed Jon and Dave to do with the Mandalorian Season 2 and what they are currently doing for over a dozen Star Wars projects as we speak. Now, on top of this, alright, with both Disney and Lucasfilm now focused on their new Star Wars universe, creators Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau are currently developing their new Star Wars TV shows and movies that are set to be unveiled in the near future. Now, it's described, however, that currently Disney CEO Bob Chapek is looking to stepping down from Disney within 2 years, 2024, for ongoing conflicts that are currently happening with the company and more. Now, it's described that Chapek is looking to making a big change with both Star Wars and Marvel before he plans to leave Disney and is already looking into who his replacement would be for Disney CEO. Now, currently Chapek is looking at the current chairman of Disney Parks, Experiences, and Products, Josh D'Amaro, and is looking for a proper CEO to lead franchises like Star Wars and Marvel into a better world. Now, Chapek wants to make sure that whoever eventually takes his place as CEO takes care of the Star Wars brand, specifically when it involves both Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. However, Chapek wants to make some very important changes before he officially decides to make his announcement that he will be leaving the Star Wars and Marvel brand and stepping down as Disney CEO in general. Not so long ago, Bob Chapek and the previous CEO Bob Iger had a rough falling out, surprisingly, that remained unknown. However, this time around, all eyes are on Josh D'Amaro by Chapek, who actually, of course, is a Star Wars fan at heart, and even expressed before in the past how he loves George Lucas and his work with the original trilogy movies. Now, let me just stop right here for 1 second before we get to the more involved material, is that Bob Chapek, alright, I will admit, the main reason as to why I like him as a CEO is because he is the guy that allowed Jon and Dave to do as they pleased with the Star Wars universe. He is the guy that stripped away Kathleen Kennedy's creative power over all of the other Star Wars TV shows. He is also the guy that really prevented the Acolyte TV series from becoming into a multi-season show right off the bat without any shred of footage. So, there's that. The thing that I don't agree with when it comes to Chapek is how he's handling the Disney parks, how he's handling the Galactic Star Cruiser, which, by the way, guys, to be honest with you, I know a lot of you guys have been asking me about that. I think it's a disaster. I think it's a abomination in the making, and it's really not going to succeed in any way, shape, or form. In fact, I really do believe that Galactic Star Cruiser is going to shut down within 1 to 2 years maximum. I really do believe that. You know, if the way things are going right now, it's not going to see the light of day in 2 years at all. You know, unless they make some major changes and they re-theme the whole thing, I don't see it really going past 2 years. So moving beyond all of this, all right, this is where things become a little bit more involved, is that, well, this, of course, is now currently an ongoing discussion between Chapek and the higher-ups over at Disney, and they too agree that D'Amaro would be a great replacement if Chapek goes through with this to step down sometime in Q3 of 2024. Aside from all of this, Chapek also wants to make sure that both John and Dave keep their promotions over at Lucasfilm to take care of Star Wars and to create a 2 decades worth of Star Wars TV shows and movies is the big plan. Chapek wants to also make it clear to the fans that once he announces this, that he will be transferring all of his plans for franchises like Marvel and Star Wars over to Josh, if he does choose Josh. Given the ongoing drama with Disney right now, this is likely the root cause as to why Chapek wants to step down and bring in Josh D'Amaro to fit in as Disney CEO. However, this replacement is not final just yet, and Chapek is really on the fence from all of this pressure by the higher-ups, pressuring him to stay on as the CEO. The board believes that if Chapek steps down, it will come off as a weak image to the public and to everybody else. At one point, Bob Iger was even trying to convince the board to let him back on as the Disney CEO, ever since this drama started weeks ago with Disney. Now, Chapek is planning on making an official announcement sometime by early 2023, and that currently he has no intentions to stay past 2024. So let me just stop right here for 1 second. Now, the thing about Chapek, alright, it obviously is rooted to everything that's going on right now in the news. I'm not going to get into that, but one thing that we can actually focus on is how he's looking at this guy, Josh D'Amaro, which worries me a little bit, but it also makes me feel a little bit more comfortable because this guy is a Star Wars fan. He has expressed before that he actually loves George Lucas. He loves the work that he did with the originals. He loves what John and Dave are doing, so there's that, alright? Here's the other thing, though. This guy's not doing anything for the theme parks. This guy's not doing anything for the Galactic Star Cruiser. This guy's not doing anything productive with anything with the Disney parks. And I think that's where things begin to crumble a little bit and worries fans a little bit. You know, you would think that, alright, if Josh is such a big fan, maybe he should just go right off the bat and retheme Galactic Star Cruiser right then and there. And maybe he will. But I'm just saying, that's my one worry. The other side of the story is that I really do feel comfortable with the fact that this guy, Josh D'Amaro, is a Star Wars fan, and unlike Chapek, who is not a Star Wars fan, he at the very least respected George, John, and Dave's vision of the Star Wars universe and is allowing them to do exactly what they want to do. So this would probably be an even better scenario than where Bob Chapek is right now. Now, like I say, I think that obviously the board members are worried. They're pressuring Chapek to stay. They want to make sure that he stays on past 2024. They don't want him to quit. They don't want him to step down. They think it's going to create a very weak image for Disney as a company. And, you know, honestly, it's a very tough situation right now of what's happening. And it's going to be a very interesting process to see how this all rolls out by early 2023, where he plans to make this official announcement. So overall, guys, you know, let me know what you think about all of this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.